Man, I know many of us heard it's raining men. In Florida, it's raining iguanas. And, I talked to my uncle yesterday, y'all, and he was telling me this happens quite frequently when temperatures fall below 50 degrees in Florida. And iguanas, generally, what he was saying, they sleep in the trees. So when the weather falls below 50 degrees, they go into like this comatose state and they start dropping from the trees. Now he said the little ones will actually die. This cold weather will kill them. But the bigger ones, they will survive and they'll stay in this state until the temperatures hit about 50 degrees and they'll start moving around again. And in Florida, my uncle was telling me they went to 41 degrees and you'll see these iguanas all over the ground because they fall out of the trees. So this is The Guardian, ladies and gentlemen, December 24th, 2020. Florida brace for a usual cold Christmas and falling iguanas. So the iguanas are possibly freezing, in freezing temperatures, but this happens in Florida and their weather has been fluctuating a lot. My uncle told me it can be 41 today and the next day in Florida it'll be 80 degrees. He said it is crazy, and it's crazy here. Look, just a few days ago we were at 13 degrees at night. Today, although it was cloudy and everything, we were in the 60s. I mean, the weather has been crazy, especially if you're on the East Coast. It's been crazy on the East Coast. And we had a storm that was crazy last night. The wind gusts were up to 70 miles an hour. The power was flickering. You could feel the house shaking, and the wind was fierce. So the weather is it's like all over the place on the East Coast. All right, so let me get to this story. With unexpectedly cold weather forecast, a pandemic related curfews in some places, Florida is about to have Christmas. So they got Christmas, of course. And unlike any other, it may involve falling iguanas. The National Weather Service warned the south of Florida, so South Florida, could experience its coldest Christmas day in 21 years. Now, when I spoke to him on Christmas Eve, it was 41 where he was. And they said the morning lows were between the low 30s and 40s. Much colder temperatures, especially for Florida and Christmas. And this is Miami. So they're talking about falling iguanas. Falling iguanas. I have never seen nothing like that. That is crazy to me. Because they are cold-blooded, iguanas living in South Florida trees often become immobile in chilly weather, causing them to drop to the ground. But they are actually still alive. They may appear to be dead, but the small ones are usually dead. They don't survive this, but the bigger ones do. In Jacksonville, the temperature was expected to drop from 80 degrees Fahrenheit on Thursday to 30 degrees on Friday, putting it on path of being one of the 5 coldest Christmas days on record, according to the National Weather Service in Jacksonville. A squall line of severe storms and fast-moving winds was headed for the north part of Florida on Christmas Eve. Around the state, shelters were open to take people in who could otherwise be exposed to the cold, including several churches planning to hold Christmas services. Many shelters promise social distancing and protective equipment to prevent the spread of novel coronavirus. The pandemic was also impacting a Space Coast tradition. Surfing Santa Day. Normally, hundreds of surfers, well, corny stuff. So, participants were encouraged to go surfing or paddle boarding. And of course, they show those photos. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I forgot y'all do that crazy mess down there in Florida. So, y'all, I don't know. I'm not used to something like that. Falling iguanas? No, that ain't for me. I don't think I could deal with that. Oh, yeah. My uncle said sometimes he even sees them in the yard on those cold days, and they'll just be all on the ground, just like this one you see. They'll be all over the ground. And then he told me, he said, as soon as the weather warmed back up, they'll start just get up and they just move around like nothing's wrong. It's nothing to them. So, from what I'm gathering, this is a very common thing that happens to them down there. But please tell me what you think. I don't know, y'all. My subscribers in Florida, did you ever see this before? This is crazy to me. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.